Hello governors and welcome to another video. Today I'll be making a tier list on every single mainline Pokemon game. And when I mean my mainline, I mean none of the side games like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Snap, etc. Only the main series, and Legends Arceus is a part of this. It counts. In Japan, they qualify it as the main series, so I'm gonna take their word for it. Okay? Anyway, it's been a while since Legends Arceus came out, and I've enjoyed the game, so I wanted to make this list because of that, and I just recently finished it, so now I can make my own opinion. So, starting things off, we have Gen 1, and also for like games that have like different versions of itself, I'm counting them as one whole game because they're still the same game. It's just version exclusives. Is That's the reason why they're different. Anyway, so Gen 1 was obviously the start of Pokemon, which basically start the whole series, and that's pretty high praise for it. However, there's a catch. It is the most glitch-filled game out of all of them. A lot of problems like missing no, Psychic type not being affected by Ghost type attacks, and the fact that critical hits are based on speed. Also, fun fact, Tauros was one of the most broken Pokemon because not only did it deal a lot of damage, and it could easily get crits due to its high speed, there was a glitch with Hyper Beam where if you knocked out your opponent, you wouldn't recharge. That's why it was like top of the meta back then. So because of the amount of glitches, I will put it in B tier. It's still a solid game. I enjoyed playing it, especially going through, but so many problems with it. It's doesn't make it all the way to the top. So if anyone's a Gen 1 out there, don't come attacking me or anything. Anyway, Pokemon Yellow. I put that as a C tier. Now, they did fix a few problems, but one of the main reasons is the fact that you start with Pikachu as your starter, and the first gym you face off, Brock, the rock type gym, has ground types, because every single rock type in Gen 1 was part ground. Why is this a thing? Like, who thought this was a good idea? Like, I know it's supposed to be based on the anime as Ash Ketchum, because you get all the starter Pokemon, you start off with Pikachu, and he follows you around, and he refuses to evolve. But the fact that you still have to go through the first one. It's so silly. Like, I'm sure most kids that played Pokemon Yellow, they was like playing through and they're like, oh, I can't go through the first gyms. They have to spend time leveling up, or they have to try and look for a Mankey, or they just give up and never play the game ever again. Anyway, Gen 2, Gold and Silver. Now, I do like the Johto region. However, Gold and Silver has a really bad level curve. For some reason, Price, the 7th gym, has lower levels than Jasmine, the 6th gym, which is still stupid to me. So, because of that, I put it in D tier. And Crystal can go there as well, because it didn't fix much, and for some reason you couldn't catch an Ampharos, which is really silly, and I think there's more Pokemon that you couldn't catch, but it's still silly. However, they did introduce the Day-Night cycle, which was nice, and breeding, and shiny Pokemon. But, like, other than that, it's still not that great. Anyway, Ruby and Sapphire. Ruby and Sapphire are, I would put in A tier. They are very good games. Like, really good games. In fact, like, they basically. Like, Hoenn is one of my personal favorite regions, and I really enjoyed playing Ruby and Sapphire. However, Emerald is a step above them because. Not up there. The step above them because of the fact that it makes it a lot. Like, it doesn't have to do with worry about the version exclusives, and also the Pokemon are better, and the gym's puzzles are way better than the ones in Ruby and Sapphire, I'll be honest. And I really enjoyed the battling. Like, the only problem I might have, and most people might not agree with me, but I prefer Steven as this champion over Wallace. Just a little personal preference. But I do prefer Juan as the gym leader. Anyway, Fire Red and Leaf Green, they can sit in A tier as well. Basically, an improvement of the original Red and Blue games. I personally love them. They're great. Diamond and Pearl, they go in S tier. The reason they are put this high is because Gen 4 basically fixed a lot of the problems in Pokemon. they fixed the move pool in that there's both the physical and special split. So that way, it's not based on type anymore. Like every single Pokemon type has their physical moves and their special moves, which fixed so many things, especially things like Sneasel. Like Sneasel was an Ice and Dark type, which were both special types, and it was really bad. But now they actually fixed it, and also they gave a lot of evolutions to Pokemon that were like previously just by themselves or just didn't have like extra evolutions. They look like unfinished Pokemon, which what Game Freak stated. But like I was glad that they did that because now you don't have a lot of one-offs or like Pokemon that are just fairly weak. You actually get extra Pokemon that are stronger, which is great. Platinum is above them because Platinum has a better Pokédex and also you get more options for Pokemon and overall has a better storyline. Sorry, Diamond and Pearl, but Platinum's just way better. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, like well they are good, but I'll have to put them in A tier as instead of S tier because they still have that weird level curve. It's just, but at least they fixed price at least. Black and White. Now, when I was a kid, I actually played Black and White a lot because I enjoyed the game. But so many fans when I was growing up just dropped it because they didn't like Gen 5. Well, I love it. In fact, I think it's better than Diamond and Pearl because it has amazing story, amazing characters, and a lot of the Pokemon have great designs. Like people only care about the poorly designed ones, which weren't even that bad. But I personally love Black and White. It was a great game, great story, and I'm sad that that so many people hated it. Like, why hate it for such small details? Look at the bigger picture, people. And now it's one of the most praised generations. In fact, Black 2 and White 2 are above them because they added more content, much better storyline, and it's basically a good sequel. Approved. X and Y, X and Y will have to go in C tier. Like, obviously, it still has the things that like the modern games have, like physical special split and more balanced stats and like the extra Pokemon. But like, one of the problems I had with that game is that it's too easy, and they basically like I know a lot of people have said that there's no such thing as a Gen 6 fan. There are Gen 6 fans, but X and Y was too easy for me. Like I turned off the EXP share after the second gym, and I still won pretty easily. Like, and also like they obviously a lot of people love Mega Evolution, but I personally don't because it was very unbalanced and they didn't give it to Pokemon fairly. If you understand, like they always gave it mostly to the popular Pokemon and not like the weaker Pokemon that actually needed it. Like there are some Mega Evolutions that I do like Mawile, Pinsir, Heracross, Beedrill, like they actually buff the Pokemon. But giving it to Blaziken, that's silly. Like, it was already powerful enough. It doesn't need to be more broken than it already is. Anyway, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. They're, I'd say they're a better version of Emerald. In fact, I'll put them above Heart Gold because they actually improved on the gameplay and I really enjoyed it. And they actually added things I that actually made the game better to fit the modern theme. Like obviously they still had Mega Evolution, but like other than that, like they did add the Eon Flute, which I liked, so you didn't have to use Fly anymore, and they they really liked what was it? Oh yeah, they have the physical and special split as well, so it basically a huge improvement on the original Gen 3 games. And I remember there were jokes about like no one's gonna make a remake of Ruby and Sapphire, but they did. And then the joke of Diamond and Pearl happened, and they did. So hopefully there might be a remake to Black and White soon. Who knows? Don't take my word for it though. Anyway, Sun and Moon, I would put that as a B tier. Like, Sun and Moon were great games, and they got rid of HMs, which I personally am happy about because HMs were terrible. So, but the problem with Sun and Moon is that like it was still an incomplete game. They had like missing bits and also unskippable cutscenes, as everyone says. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon would be better, so they'd be like in the A tier compared to Sun and Moon because while they still had the unskippable cutscenes, at least they built up on the story They added more content, and they made more Pokemon accessible, and they gave more variety of Pokemon at least. So that was great. It was a big improvement, and also the Ultra Necrozma battle was really difficult because a lot of people complained about Pokemon games being too easy, but Ultra Necrozma was really difficult, and I almost lost very quickly. Luckily, I managed to live with one Pokemon and beat it. Some of my other friends they didn't beat it on their first try. Let's go Pikachu. Let's go Eevee. F tier. I hate this game. Like the weird catching system is silly. The EXP share thing is broken. Like they just level up too quickly, and also I'll tell you this: the battling system is horrendous. They don't have abilities. They don't hold items, and the way you the EV and IV spread is just really weird. It doesn't make any sense. That's why I absolutely hate Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I'm just glad that that game's essentially forgotten. Well, I say forgotten. Maybe there might be some fans still out there, but not many people play it. Sword and Shield, while it's been a controversial game, I personally enjoyed Sword and Shield, so I put it I put it around A tier. In fact, I think there's a lot of A tiers. So I think I might need to fix it. Like, I think I'll just put Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and B tier because, like, it doesn't live up to like, uh, the level of, like, greatness of each of these games. And it looks a lot cleaner now. So, like, Sword and Shield, despite the whole controversial things and stuff, I still enjoyed the game. Like, it may not be the best Pokemon game, but I personally enjoyed it, and for a Switch game, it's still good. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the game, and like, too many people made complaints over it, which is kind of like weird to do because, especially if it's like a small thing, like the tree graphics looks weird. Like, okay, like the main thing about a game is the gameplay, not the actual graphics. Like, people should like obviously the graphics need to be good, but it's the gameplay that matters the most. That's why some games with amazing graphics don't do as well because of the fact that their gameplay is not that great. That is one thing to keep in mind. Anyway, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I was excited for this game at first, but after playing it, it's not as good as it's not as good. Like it'll be. I put that as a B tier mainly because of the fact that obviously they made there was like a lot of glitches with and problems, especially because the Game Freak didn't develop the game. It was Ilka that developed it, but uh, like there was it was weird glitches and they had a few problems. Like at least it wasn't as slow, but it still had the problems with like Diamond and Pearl. But obviously it was they tried to make it as like exact to the point as Diamond and Pearl, which is I think their problem because most of the remakes had a lot of changes compared to the first game because like updated obviously the updated graphics is one thing, but like updated gameplay as well, like adding the physical and special split in Heart Gold and Soul Silver and uh giving more buffs to Pokemon, that's a thing, but like they decide to go on the route where they make it exactly the same and that to me they could have done better really. And they should have made it like more closer to Platinum rather than Diamond and Pearl. It would have been a better game. That's why it's not as like Diamond and Pearl obviously is problems. So does Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but I personally think Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl is not much of an improvement. Then there's Pokemon Legends Arceus. I need to fix something. And there we go. Okay, Pokemon Legends Arceus. Greatest of all time. Out of all the Pokemon games, it is the best. In Here's why. It has an amazing story. They actually gave it a much better story, unlike the previous few games. It was basically like Gen 5. Amazing story. They also had amazing characters. A lot of the mechanics are great. Like I really enjoyed the way you can like sneak up and catch Pokemon, or you can battle them. The battling system, while a bit tricky, I still enjoyed, and the boss battles were amazing. Going up against each noble Pokemon and almost uh, losing to them is really fast paced and heart beating, if I'm going to be honest. And I love the story, and I love like well, the graphics aren't the best, especially if you stand very far away and you see a Pokemon just like move around as if it's like all glitchy and running at a few pixels per second, it's still great. Like, I love the fact that they also gave the spotlight to some of the more lesser popular Pokemon like Quillfish, Basculin, Stantler. Like, I enjoy it when Game Freak does stuff like that. And not only that, it's probably like the only game that I've praised immediately before it got released. Like, I've always been every time a Pokemon game released, I always like try and keep an open mind. But when I first saw Legends Arceus, I had huge hopes for this game. Not only was the gameplay amazing, but this is the right direction for Game Freak. Like, if they make more games like Legends Arceus, more people will be happy. Like, and it's not an easy game because a lot of the stuff is fairly difficult, especially when you fight against a noble Pokemon. You have to be fairly accurate and try and time things perfectly. Other than that, like also a little small bit, it's the only main series Pokemon game where Charizard is not available. So my wish from the previous video actually came true for once. Hooray! Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments below what your favorite Pokemon game is. And I will see you next time. Cheerio, everyone.